Have you ever wanted something desperately? I mean something you just had to have in order to be happy. Me too. In fact, Mr. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters, when I was 19, I so desperately wanted something, I could taste it. Ovaltine. We were in South Vietnam. My infantry company was setting up a night position along a mountain trail. It had been raining for 17 days. There I was, soaking wet, covered in mud, and I was in a fabulous mood. I was in a fabulous mood because 10 hours earlier, a resupply helicopter had reached us, and among the wonderful letters from home, the ration supplies, the dry socks, there was a care package from my parents that contained a jar of Ovaltine. I know what you're thinking. Ovaltine, powdered mix to make chocolate milk. No big deal. And yet, in that place, at that time, that jar of Ovaltine was an incredible luxury, a connection to home, a treasure I carefully packed as my company prepared to move out. I'll see you later. Imagine yourself at the base of a steep hill in a dense forest. You are carrying a fully loaded M16 rifle. Weighs about 8 pounds. On your back is a rucksack, a military backpack, like this one. In that backpack, and in various pockets of your jungle fatigues, you are carrying another 70 or so pounds of ammunition, grenades, food, water, supplies, bedrolls, bandages, everything you need for a walk in the woods in a war zone. Your entire company, about 120 soldiers, begins to trudge up that hill. Now this is the kind of experience, if you put yourself back in that situation 40 years later, it may make your hand twitch. Your company's trudging up that hill, about 15 feet between each one. You begin to make your way up the hill. It's pouring rain. All those boots and that torrential downpour soon churn that trail into a slippery, muddy slop. You're moving one careful step at a time. Every so often you hear someone ahead of you or behind you slip, fall, curse, and get up. Every so often you slip, fall, curse, and get up. You are soon covered with mud and soaking wet. Well, we went slip sliding up and down, hill after hill, for 10 hours that day. It was awful, but the entire time I remained in a good mood. I was sustained by the happy thought of the hot cup of chocolatey Ovaltine I was going to enjoy at the end of the day. Man, get that rucksack off. I've been looking forward to this all day long, man. It's Ovaltine time. Oh. It had been raining for 17 days. I was soaking wet, covered in mud, and nearly in tears, because I couldn't have a cup of Ovaltine. I hate this place. I hate the stupid war. I hate my life. God, all I want to do is get back to the world and live a normal life. 13 years later, I'm sitting at the kitchen table of my New Jersey apartment. It's very late. I'm alone. Christine, my wife, and our 2 young sons have been asleep for hours. I hadn't been very good company that day. I had just lost my job and was feeling the pressures and the burdens of being an unemployed husband, father, breadwinner. Because I was jobless, my confidence, self-esteem, and anger flashpoints were all very low. The kitchen table was covered with bills. You ever have too many bills and not enough money? It's rough. It's rough. I was miserable, hating my life. Naturally, I got up to make myself a pot of coffee so I could stay up and be miserable longer. It's a guy thing, I know. I opened the cabinet door and came face to face with a jar of Ovaltine. Instantly, I was back on that wet, cold, muddy hill in Vietnam, remembering my angry prayer. It was as if this jar of Ovaltine were lecturing me. There was a time when all you wanted, all you needed, all you prayed for was a chance for a normal life. Oh man, it hit me like a slap in the face. My angry prayer had been granted in full. Normal? Wife, children, responsibilities, money problems? I was the king of normal. I was living the life I so desperately wanted. Isn't it amazing how, when you're at a low point in your life, a small thing, a cup of Ovaltine is enough to make you happy. When you have more, you want more, and you don't appreciate all that you have. Can it be that comfort blinds us to our blessings? And it's during our low points that our path to happiness is revealed to us, because during our desperate hours, all the non-essentials fall away, leaving us only with what is truly important to us. But that's where your happiness lies. Think of a low point in your life. What was your desperate need when you were most desperate? Wasn't it ultimately some form of getting back to normal? Living a normal life? Do you really need anything else? Life is difficult, full of struggles, but our struggles can reveal how little we need to be happy. Sometimes a cup of Ovaltine